This video goes with the third year course about poverty. I'll be explaining what task my excellent pupils will be doing in class, and then going quickly through the online videos and stuff they should do to prepare for class. So anyway, let's look at the task that you're going to be doing. You're going to write a review. Okay. Firstly, you are a reviewer of a chapter about world poverty. You've got about 14 pages of a textbook in front of you, which is supposed to help raise awareness of young people from different backgrounds about world poverty. Write about the strengths and weaknesses of the resources. State whether you think they are good materials to use in learning about people's views of poverty. So you will have to look at all the pages and make notes or make a big mind map. Decide on which parts you will refer to and what you will say about them. This can take a few lessons, really. It takes time to get to know the materials and think about it. Key questions to think about for writing your review. How can you demonstrate your knowledge of different religious views about poverty? What's the best way to evaluate a resource and voice your own opinions? What can you do to show the similarities and differences between religious beliefs about poverty? Next, consider the sentence, "You don't have to be religious to care about poverty." Write a response which either discusses how this is true and that the teaching resources should have included humanism, the atheistic worldview, or, alternatively, it could defend the teaching materials against the charge that humanism or atheism has been left out unfairly. You can argue that it was entirely fair to miss out humanism. Thirdly, for extra credit, consider the sentence, "Religion should be kept out of politics." Religion should be kept out of politics. What do you think? Write an answer explaining how people from two different religious perspectives could respond to this, and then give your own opinion. So let's now have a look at the resources that we've got online for you to watch. You should watch these videos in the playlist and write some notes. These could be on your phone, on a scrap of paper, on the PC, and emailed to your Glow account, or just a little notebook or something. I will be training you on how to do this, okay? Alternatively, watch the videos until the details are permanently tattooed into your brain. That's called learning the video. Teachers love it when you do that. Okay, well, video number 1 is this one. Then look down the playlist and see the links in the commentary section. We start with a really, really basic question. What is poverty? Apart from living on less than $1 a day, what does this mean? And we have the Tier Fund video to help with that. Next, what are the causes of poverty? And we've got a video about that. Okay, about 13 minutes long, quite informative. Now, the Why Poverty playlist is excellent. There's lots of great stuff there to learn about poverty. I've included Wilbur Goes Poor on my playlist, but you should have a look at the entire Why Poverty playlist yourself. There's a link in the commentary section. Christians Against Poverty have lots of videos, and Meet Chloe is one of the many case studies of Christian action to help those in need. Of course, Mother Teresa is an example par excellence of a Christian who has tried to do something about poverty.
But God hadn't forgotten Ahab.
This next video has the original Bible story.
And God spoke to him and told him to meet Ahab, king of Israel, in the vineyard of Naboth.
You can compare that to the cartoon in the resource. How is it different? How does it give a good message about poverty? Similarly, there is a text from Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 7 and 8, And yes, write the reference down and look up the text either on a Bible you have at home or using the web. I tend to use BibleGateway.com to look up verses these days, and there is a little talk from a minister saying what she makes of it in Open Your Hand. She's a Christian, but she comes up with some basic psychology, which is kind of interesting. The story of Jesus and Zacchaeus, the tax collector, found in Luke chapter 19, verses 1 to 10, is a really strange story when you think about it. Compare the Bible text with this animation and it gets stranger still. I mean, nobody in the Bible says dude. Anyway, the big story for the treatment of the poor in the Bible is the Last Judgment, otherwise known as the parable of the sheep and the goats.
I was sick and I was in prison and you came to me. Thank you. Enter into your rest.
There's quite a long discussion of work and religion for Christians. The idea that you cannot serve both God and money at the same time is in the Bible, but in practice it's not that simple, nor is it meant to be. The next three videos are Tradecraft, The Big Issue and Tier Fund, and they are all featured in the resources you need to evaluate. The videos give you much more than the textbooks, so watch them soon. My favourite is Rick, who sells The Big Issue. You can learn a lot from him.
Someone's ears up and grab their attention maybe for 2, 3, 5 seconds to actually gain their attention and give them a reason to listen to you because it is so busy. So
Oscar Romero, former Bishop of San Salvador, is a hugely important person in South American history. They call him the South American Braveheart. Watch the video, look him up on Wikipedia, find out all about him, The last two videos are about Sikhs. Bhagat Puran Singh Ji, who set up Pingawara Home for the Homeless. He's featured in the materials. It's well worth looking at, he's amazing. The other is about Kalksha Aid CEO Ravi Singh. There's quite a difference between the experiences these people have had. Have a think about it, and then come to class. Interesting resources you can use to explore poverty in more detail. There's Gapminder, which is great for looking at statistics and numbers about what's really happening in the world. Worldbank.org, that's a massively important resource, often overlooked. And of course, there's dec.org.uk, which is the Disasters and Emergencies Committee, which is an umbrella organisation for charities doing emergency aid. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening.